Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're currently on the way to a little cove called Barricane Beach, which is just along the coast from Woolacombe Beach, and that is one of the most popular beaches along the North Devon coast. And for good reason. It's a lovely beach, very long, very golden sands, everything you want in a beach really. It shouldn't be too busy tonight as it's winter and there's not many holiday makers around at this time of year, but I'm sure there'll still be one or two people floating around. Now I've left it a little bit late today, leaving to get here. It's currently about an hour and 15 minutes to sunset. I'm normally wanting to be at location a good couple of hours beforehand, just to have a scout around, looking for compositions. So today it could be quite a short video, but we'll get there, we'll have a look around, we'll try and make the most of the time that we've got. So I will see you when we're there. So we've made it down to Barricane Beach. Just looking at the rock formations. They wow me every time I come down here. I mean, look at that. Just look at the patterns and the colours of the rocks. It's literally like we're on a different planet. Otherworldly. So the tide is on its way in, so we need to be very mindful of that. Never take your eyes off the sea when it's on its way in. Well, you never take your eyes off the sea, because one rogue wave and it could wipe you out, and you get a lot of rogue waves down here. So yeah, we need to be mindful of that. The waves are big as well. There's a lot of surfers out there at the minute. So we need to, as the tide's coming in, it's like things like this, it could sneak in behind you and cut you off really quickly. So you always have to keep an eye on what's happening with the water. So I'm now stood on like a little island of sand. But if you can see there, that water's coming in already. And that could quite easily cut me off within minutes. So you do need to keep an eye on it. Beaches are beautiful places, but they're also very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm just having a look round now. Now I'm looking round for a route out if I do get cut off. I mean, so that sea's just literally come in now. That's what I mean by a rogue wave. That wasn't there just now, and now I'm standing in the middle of it. So that's how quickly things can change down the beach. You have to be very on the ball. So yeah, my route out that I'd just chosen was through there, and within seconds that's gone. So I won't be hanging around here. It's going to be too dangerous. But I will try and find a composition a little bit further in the shore. I didn't realise that my audio had dropped out, but all I was saying was that I like to take a little walk around with a camera without it being on a tripod, just so I can look for compositions nice and easy, move around nice and freely. So if I need to move an inch to the left or 2 inches to the right, I can do that nice and quickly without having to move a tripod each and every time. And if I do find something that I want to take a photo of, that's when the tripod comes out and it gets set up perfectly, and that's when the photo gets taken. But my audio decides to spring back to life, so we can continue from there. Conditions that might be worth setting up properly for, and without the tripod you can quickly change your angles, try not to fall over in the process. Just have a look round, zoom in and out at different focal lengths, just making sure you cover all angles. Sometimes going into a portrait format just makes the image. You don't always have to shoot landscape. I am losing light quite quickly now. We've only just got here, so I'm not going to rush to take an image. I'm not just going to take one for the sake of it. It's not always, don't always come away with an image. That could be quite nice there though. Got some nice little rocks. That could look quite nice as a long exposure. Also see how the sand has got the wave effect going on there. That looks like that could create a bit of interest in the image. Just had another surge of tide coming in, and see that surge of tide has just completely changed any composition that I would have been lining up. So this is how difficult it can be trying to take a photo down the beach. I'm not sure there's anything here that's worth taking a photo of at this stage. We'll move on and we'll have a look somewhere else. Okay, so Barricane was unsuccessful. I'm not going to mess around too much down here. There is a little cove and just next door that we can walk to pretty quickly. Hopefully we'll find an image before the light fades. But we shall see. Okay, so we've just hopped along the coast a little bit, probably about 500-600 yards from where we were on Barricane, and looks like there might be a few better options for composition before we have to pack up and go home. The waves are quite big today out there. See if we can capture some of that drama going on. So as it's late in the day and the tide's been out for quite some time, there's a lot of footprints that are making everything look quite a bit untidy, so we're going to have to be quite clever with the composition if we're going to get anything from here. I have just seen the massive bright red sun poke through the clouds. Missed that unfortunately, but this is what happens when you leave home late. You don't have enough time to settle yourself down, sort of almost in panic mode before you get going, which isn't what this is meant to be all about. Just having a walk around. There is a little bit of clean sand, but again, I don't want to get too far away from where I entered the beach, because that's only really the only safe way out without having to scramble across all of that, which I have done before, and it's not easy and it's not pleasant, although this looks quite nice. Some nice untouched flat sand with some rocks leading out to sea. Is it worth setting up for? So you just look around what you're looking at. You don't want the rocks to be overlapping too much, because that will cause quite a lot of chaos in the image. And look, you can see how fast this is coming in. So yeah, to be quite honest, look how fast that comes in. You have really got to keep your wits about you when you're down the beach on an incoming tide. It's I think I might have to call this as a unsuccessful trip. It's just not worth it for a photo. I've said it in one of my videos before, and I stand by that, especially down the beach. If you're out on the moors and it's foggy, chances are it will clear up at some point. But if you're down the beach and you drown, that's it, it's game over. Now, I have obviously shot down beaches on incoming tides before, but this surf is somewhat quite large. And again, just one big surge of water. And that's all it takes to cut you off. So I am losing quite a bit of light now. The sun has set. I can't see there being anything going on in the sky. It's way too overcast for that. There is texture. It looks pretty decent texture-wise, but there's not going to be any colour. It's just going to get darker and darker, and then it's just all going to look drab and dreary. It is a shame, but not every photography trip is a successful one. In fact, probably most photography trips are unsuccessful rather than successful. You're not going to go out and capture an award-winning image every single time you go out. And if you think you are, you're going to be severely disappointed. But just getting out and having a walk about, you know, fresh air, waves, you wouldn't get that sat in your living room, would you? It's just nice to get out and about. But certainly it's a great location, like I say, otherworldly when you look at the geology. It's just nice to get out. I might just have a sit down and take it all in for a little bit before I head back to the car. Just put my tripods down there. So yeah, sorry about the lack of images today. It's my fault really for leaving too late. I'm rushing over here and not finding any compositions. Like I say, if it was a outgoing tide, it'd be a completely different story. You'd know that you're not going to get cut off anywhere. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, like I said, not every photography trip's going to produce an image, and unfortunately this one is one of those times. But thank you very much for watching anyway. Hopefully next time it'll be more successful. Those waves are incredibly big and producing quite a lot of spray. They do look incredible. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you on my next adventure. Please do give it a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.